Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. This is what we're going to be working on this video. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing an intro that is a little bit different that I'm used to. But I find that with ponchos, it's really difficult to show you guys the whole thing on the work table. So I decided to obviously show you guys this by putting it flat on the bed. And as you guys can see, this is going to be a really fun one for us to work on. Please make sure you try these because you're gonna love it, and you're gonna make this for so many people in your life, or your friends, your family members, maybe even strangers. But this is a really beautiful pattern that I created to share with you guys. And as you can see, I use these colors color combination here. You guys don't have to obviously use these colors. You can definitely substitute these colors with any colors that of your choice. But as you can see, just if I go closer, look at this texture. Look how beautiful this texture is. Okay, and then to even surprise you guys further, if I flip this, as you guys can see, if I flip this to the other side of it, look at this. It's a different texture altogether because of the patterns that we're gonna be, or because of the stitches that we're gonna be doing and working together with. You get this side that gives you a completely different texture like this. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working on. I don't want to take too much time showing my beautiful work here. I know you guys would love yours as well. So let's just jump right into showing you guys how to do this, okay? See you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so before we get the project started, I'm going to show you all the materials that I'm using today. And as you can see here, I have my colors for the yarn. I have this kind of dark pink or light purplish color. And I have this off-white color, so I'm going to be referring to them like that. It's from this company called Azurite. 100% acrylic. These are both lightweight number 3. And again, for the color, this color here goes with number 283. But like I said, I'll refer to it probably as a light purple. And this one here is 211, but it's an off-white color to me, okay? 50 grams per skein. At the end of the project, I will tell you how much yarn I ended up using altogether, okay? Hello. Now I have a scissors here and a stitch marker if I need it, but more importantly, I have a 5mm crochet hook that I'm using, which is H8 US, and both of these are recommending 3.5 to 4mm crochet hook. So that is up to you to either follow what is recommended. In my case, I'm using one that's a slightly bigger. Just because of this pattern that I'm doing, I don't want it to be too kind of like tight and not very soft and comfortable. That is why I'm using a bigger crochet hook. Okay, all right, that's everything we have for now. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to be starting my project with this light purple color, or pink if you want to refer to it like that. But if you're using two colors, you just get to choose which one you want to start your project with. And we're starting from the top of the poncho and we go down. So whatever color you're going to start with is the one that's going to line up the your neck. So that's going to be up to you as to how you want that color to be. Okay, so we're going to start by doing a slip knot so we can do our foundation chain. And this is how I do my slip knot here, just like this. Okay, and in terms of size, I'm going to be doing a medium size poncho. So it's up to you what size you want to do. The number of chains that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do 90 chains, and that's going to give me kind of like a small medium. So it's between the small and the medium towards the medium size side. But it's up to you. If I was to do a smaller one than this, or let's say a small, I would probably do about I would say 78 chains to start with. And if I was doing a large, I would probably do about 100. And if I go more than that, I usually just end up adding 10 to 12 chains to do the next size up. Okay, so go ahead and decide on what size you want to make, and when you do, you will do the number of chains that will correspond with that. So for my medium, I'm going to do a chain of 90. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I have done my chain of 90 here, and as you can see, it's quite wide now. But when you do work your first row, it's gonna come and become a little bit smaller. So it's also important that you understand how wide you want the neck of your poncho to be. If you want it to be really wide, that it falls off your shoulders almost, then of course you're gonna do a chain that is a lot wider than this, a lot longer. And if you want it to be really tight on your neck, then you will do a chain that is smaller than this. In terms of ponchos, usually the size is really determined on how long you make it. Not so much here because you can have a very small neckline, but you have a large poncho because it will build to be long and large anyways. But anyways, I have my 90 chains here. So what I will do is I will just kind of line it up like this and make sure it's not twisting anywhere. And I just go around and around and around, making sure I'm not twisting the chain at all and making sure it's very straight. And when I come to this end, I will flip it like this. And then I will go into the back of the very first chain here that we did. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch right there like this, okay? So that creates a just like a round chain like this. If you put it down flat like this, the top of it should face very flat down like that without any twist along the chain. Now we're gonna start our first row. I'm gonna do a chain of 2 and I'm gonna work a corner here. So in that exact same stitch where we did our slip stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet. The chain 2 counts as a double crochet as well. So now I did my second. Then I will do a chain of 2, and then in the same stitch I'm going to go into that stitch and do 2 more double crochets. And this is, I'm creating the corner immediately. I'm not doing a row of the single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet before I go right into doing my corners. Okay, so this is my corner here. Now I have my stitch marker here. I have this here for a reason. I'm not going to use it, but I will explain how you can use it to kind of aid in the beginning of your work. What you can do is we have 90 chains here. When we subtract this one corner and we subtract the corner that we're going to be doing on the opposite side, that leaves us with 88 chains. If you divide that 88 chains into 2, you have 44 chains on each side. So on each side of the corners, you have 44 chains. So what you can do is you can count out 44 chains on this side, and on the 45, put a stitch marker. And then you will work your 44 stitches that are just regular double crochet. And then where the stitch marker is, which would be your 45th, you will put a corner. But I'm not going to do it like that. I just like to count as I go. And when I know I have completed 44 on the 45th, I will do my corner. Okay. Now, but that's what you can do if you want to use the stitch marker to kind of aid you at the beginning. Now that I have that, I'm going to do a row of double crochets, and I'm just going to make sure I go into the stitch in the corner here to make sure we don't miss that, because otherwise you will have only 43 double crochet stitches on each side if you don't make sure you go into that first one. So I'm going to do a double crochet. Okay. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch, and I'm going in the back loop of the chain. And I'm grabbing that and doing a double crochet. And as you can see, this is the front of the chain, but this is the back. If you look at it, it has these lumpy sections here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do my 44 double crochets on this side, not counting the corner. And when I have reached the 44, I will come back, do the same, and then I will show you how to do our second corner. And then we'll go ahead and finish the other 44 stitches on the other side, and that will be the end of our row 1. Okay, so I will see you guys when you've completed 44 stitches on this side. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed the other side of my poncho here, one side of the first row, and I have 44 stitches all together here, and not counting the corner. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to do a corner in the next stitch right here. So I'm gonna go right into the next stitch and do a corner, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Okay, so that's my chain, my 2 double crochets. I'm gonna chain 2, and then I'm gonna go right into the exact same stitch and do 2 more double crochets. So this is creating the other corner here. Okay, so that's how it looks. And then of course I continue to work my double crochets for the remaining of the stitches. And again, because we have a big we have many stitches going into that stitch here. The next one is going to be a little bit crunched up, so we're going to just make sure we grab that very next one before we go around and complete the remaining 44 stitches in just regular double crochet stitches. And again, don't forget to go through the back of the chain as opposed to just picking the front loop of the chain. Okay, so go ahead and finish this. When you have reached the end here, you have done your final double crochet here, come back to the video and I will show you how to start row 2, and then we'll kind of go there on where I will show you how the next couple of rows are gonna look like before I ask you to repeat the rest of the project. Okay, all right, so I'll see you guys when you reach this end here. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my 44 stitches on this side, and what I did was I made sure I recounted on this side to make sure I have 44 stitches and 44 on this side, and then I have my corners here. So make sure you are balancing the number of stitches on each side, because if you don't, your poncho is gonna have a crooked edge. Okay, so we want to make sure that you count every time you go. If you're unsure, just make sure you're counting to make sure you have enough stitches on each side. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect it to this here, so I'm just gonna go right into that, and I'm gonna go and slip stitch into the first chain 2 that we did here. Then I'm gonna slip stitch into the middle like that, so that locks the side, so that now we have a full complete row like that. Okay, I'm going to do a chain of 2, which will be something that we repeat all throughout the starting of each row. And then because it counts as a double crochet, I'm going to add 1 more into the center. Then I'm going to do a chain 2 and then do 2 more double crochets into the center. Okay, and this is just to continue to create the corner, because we want our poncho to have our 2 corners that are going to be very definite. With that done, we're going to move on to working regular double crochets again all around. So don't forget, you start from this stitch right here. We're going to go right into that and do our double crochet. Then into the next, we're going to do a double crochet, and into the next and into the next, and you're going to continue to do that until you come to the center. Okay, to this other end here, other edge here. Okay, the corner. So your last double crochet will go here before you go into the corner. You will do your last double crochet here. Then you will go into the center and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the exact same stitch, into this corner here. And then don't forget, your regular double crochet starts from this very next stitch right here. Okay, and then you do that all around until you come back here. When you get back to this end here, come back to the video, and I will show you how to start row 3, which is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'll meet you guys at the end here when you finish your double crochets all around to here. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the second row of the poncho here, and as you can see, I stopped here because it's very important that I show you guys that there is a stitch here. So when you work your double crochet, which is this one here, it goes along with this double crochet here, and this one here will allow you to go into this one here to do another one, because if you don't, again, you're going to have less stitches on one side, and it could just start with being 1, but because we increase by multiples at a time, you can end up having way less stitches on one side, which will make your poncho crooked. Okay, but with going into that here, it makes sure that we have enough stitches. And then of course we slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that we did previously, and then we go into the middle and we slip stitch. Okay, so that is the end of our row 2, and this is how it looks like. And if you were to fold this into how a poncho would look, then you will see that it's already starting to take shape of how it's gonna look. Okay, all right, I'm gonna show you the second row here, or the third row I would say. I'm gonna do a chain of 2, and again we do the corner, no changes here at all. We make sure we do a corner of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, your chain 2, not chain 2, sorry, 2 double crochets. Your chain 2 at the beginning counts as a double crochet. And when you have your corner like that, now you just go into doing the stitches right away. So what I do first is, in that very first stitch, I just do my normal double crochet like that. Okay, and then in this second stitch here, I'm going to go ahead and do a front loop double crochet. Okay, like that. And then in the next one right here, I'm going to go ahead and do a normal double crochet. In the next stitch right here, I'm going to go and do front loop double crochet. So just keep watching here how I do my front loop double crochet. Okay, and then in the next one here, I'm going to go ahead and do a normal double crochet. Okay, and in the next one, which is this stitch here, I'm going to go ahead and do a front loop double crochet. And in the next stitch, which is this one, I'm going to go into here and do a normal double crochet. And I just continue to do this all until I get to here. So I'll have you guys work it until you're almost at the center section. Before you get to the center section, which is the corner, come back and I will show you how to work the remaining of the stitches surrounding the corner there, okay? But just alternate your regular double crochets and in one stitch, and then in the next very immediate one from that, you do a regular double crochet, a front loop double crochet, the regular double crochet, front loop double crochet, regular double crochet. And then I will meet you guys when you have completed this side, and we will do the center together, okay? See you guys in a minute. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked my alternation of regular double crochet and front loop double crochet, and as you can see here, this is how it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and I said to come back before you get to the center. So as you can see, this is a front loop, a double crochet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and go and into the next and do my regular double crochet, and then finally in this final one I'm going to do my front post double crochet, and then we're gonna go ahead and work our regular corner into the center, which is where I do 2 double crochets just like this, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space from the previous row, okay? And then because we finished this side with a front loop double crochet before we went into the center, what we're going to do on this side, we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to start the very first stitch on this side with a front loop double crochet. And then we're going to go into the next stitch and do a normal double crochet. And then we're going to go ahead and do a front loop, front post double crochet, and then a normal double crochet. Sorry if you keep hearing me saying front loop, I don't know why I'm saying that. I just mean front post double crochet. And then you just continue to work these stitches all the way to the other end. And again, before you get to the 2 stitches here at the end, come back and I will show you how to finish that section off. And then I'll show you how to start row 4, which is going to be pretty much a repeat row from here on. By the way, the last row and this row, like our row 2 and row 3, are repeat row as well. But I'll show you how to do the next one, and then I will have you guys continue to finish the project, and I will talk about how I will change my colors as I go. And of course you will change your colors the way you like them, okay? But for now, let's meet back at the end of this row. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked the remaining of the row here. We're back to the beginning where we're gonna finish off and then start our 4th row. So again, I just did my front post double crochet here. So next one is gonna be my regular double crochet, and then I'm gonna do a front post double crochet here. And then as you remember how we started the row by just doing a regular double crochet. So that's exactly what we're gonna go into here and do. It's just a regular double crochet, okay, just like that. And then we slip stitch on top of the chain 2 and then slip stitch into the middle. So that finishes this row completely, okay? So as you can see, the texture is starting to come out already, which is gonna be really, really nice. Okay, so we're gonna go right into starting the next row. We're gonna go ahead and do a chain 2 to create our corner here, which counts as a double crochet. Then another double crochet into the same spot, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets into the center to create our corner, okay? Now, and then we're going to start the next row. And for this row here, it's going to be, we're repeating row 2, which is where we do just regular double crochet stitches all throughout this row, okay? So we just go ahead and continue to do our regular double crochet stitches. all the way around. And when we get to the corner, we're going to make sure we create our corner here like we have done, and then complete the row with the double crochet stitches. And then in the next row is where we go back and we repeat row 3, where we start off by going into the first stitch by doing a normal double crochet, and then front post double crochet, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, regular double crochet, front post double crochet. So that's how we can alternate the rest of this project. So I'm not going to go ahead and show you all of that, because all you're doing is repeating row 2 and row 3, row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3. And the way I'm going to change the colors, as you guys know, I have this color. I have the off-white color that we're going to be using. After I finish this row of the double crochet, I'm going to do another row of the front post double crochet, which is just like the third one here, using the same color. And then I'm going to change my color, and I'm going to come and use the off-white. And so the next row that I do with the off-white is going to be the regular round of double crochet without it being front post and regular. And then I do 4 more rows of those. So I alternate, do a regular double crochet row, and then have the next row is going to be the front post and regular double crochet row, another row of regular double crochet, and finish it off with the front post regular double crochet row. So I'm gonna have 4 rows of the white before I move back to doing this color. Repeat the same thing with 4 rows, and then the next, and then next, and that's how I'm gonna alternate the rest of this project. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here and continue to work on it offline, as you guys will do the same. And when I come back, I will have the rest of the poncho completed, and I'll come and show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the size of the poncho that I wanted. So as you can see here, this is pretty much how I alternated my colors, just like I explained in the previous part of the video. And I've gone ahead and went all the way to the bottom here. For the bottom, I decided to end it with the purple color, or this light purple color. And after 4 rows, which is the regular double crochet row, the alternation of the front post and regular double crochet row, a 3rd row of the regular double crochet, a 4th row of the alternation, and then I finished it off with a row of double crochet. So here I end up having 5 rows, just like I had at the beginning. The starting of our poncho was with 5 rows in this color, so I finished it off with 5 rows in this color. So my final row is with the double crochet stitch without alternating it. Okay, so that's pretty much it here. So at the end here, slip stitch, and then I just kind of cut the yarn off. So I'm gonna go ahead and weave these in. I have already weaved in all the parts where I changed the color. Those are all done, so I just have to weave in the end here and the beginning, which is this part here, and then that's pretty much it. So this is done. And as you guys can see, this is one side of this poncho, and of course this poncho is reversible in the sense that the other side have a completely different look to it. So if I flip it like this, as you guys will see, it has a completely different texture to it like this, because of the front post double crochets that we're doing. It gives it this it looks like yeah, it looks like there's valleys between the stitches here like this. It looks really, really nice. So I will choose to wear it like this sometimes, with this being the outside of the poncho, and I will choose to wear it with this more smoother side. Even though it's still textured, it's still more smoother side of the poncho. I'll wear like this sometimes. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed making this a project with me. I love it because it has such a good texture, and because I used a big crochet hook, this is really nice and very, very, very soft and comfortable. So hopefully you guys have something that you like as well at the end of the project. So before I go, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like, hit the notification bell, and make sure you're always staying notified by hitting the notification bell, and make sure you're always commenting. And you don't have to just comment because you have a question, or because you have you know, like a comment in regards to the project itself. It could just be to say hi, to give some hearts, to give some thumbs up, and things like that. Okay, all right, well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.